the whiskey regulators, they weren't coming and fighting gangsters. They'd come to your farm in the Depression if you were brewing whiskey to try to survive and sell it in the city, and they'd line you up and blow you and your entire family's heads off. Go research it. They'd line them up, ma, pa, everybody with a Tommy gun and just kill you. Yeah, that's the kind of country we live in. That's what you do by making liquor illegal. 3 times the alcohol. Okay, I'm preaching here. 3 times the alcohol use. Go research it. Don't believe me? Go look the numbers. Under Prohibition, under 9.5 years of it. Totally corrupted the police, corrupted all. Organized crime exploded. And then at the end of that, they said, we got to make drugs illegal. We got to have something new here. All right. We've got that. Look at this. U.S. agents launder drug money report. See, it's all coming out. It's been in the federal court cases forever, but it's coming out. Feds may give loans to IMF to help eurozone paper. They've been giving their subsidiary banks in Europe. See, that whole headline out of Reuters is a headline. It's not the Fed. It's not federal. The name is a lie. May give loans to the IMF. It's not loans. It's 0 or minus interest loans, which they then loan out at 20, 30, 40% to governments and individuals to help eurozone. And the other lie is they've already been giving it to them. And they're not giving it to somebody else. They're giving it to themselves. I mean, how many lies can you get in a headline? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There are at least 6 lies in that headline. Talk about a tissue, a fabric of fraud. This is what we live under. And the average person is helpless at that level of deception. How do you unravel something that is a complete lie? They're already doing it. The Federal Reserve is at federal. It's giving it to its own subsidiary. And it just goes on and on. Look at this article. I knew what was going to happen last week whenever it came out that the 85-year-old woman in a wheelchair was taken behind closed doors and strip searched. Had her clothes taken off. I knew they would come out and say it wasn't true, and they did. Then when pressed, they said, we don't call it a strip search. See, when they grab your genitals or they take you behind closed doors and strip you down, it's not sexual assault. It's not a strip search. And lo and behold, Lenora Zimmerman outrages TSA, denies its strip search 85-year-old Long Island grandmother. And then there's another one here where other women, another elderly woman says she was exposed at the same airport, Kennedy Airport, where I had them, by the way, rob something out of my bag. I bought a couple little Tiffany things for my middle daughter. And they just opened up the packages and stole one of them. It's only worth about $80, $90, but they stole it. I mean, that's how America, and you know what? I knew not even to say anything. Because I'm a scum citizen. And if they want to steal a Tiffany silver teething ring, good for the babies to chew on silver, it's why I got it. If they want to do that, that's just a little added goody good. You see? I'm a scumbag. I'm not allowed. All right, I'm going to the police phone calls. I'm going to shut up now. The Iran situation's off the chart. They're threatening to shut down the Strait of Hormuz. It'll send oil conservatively $200 a barrel. You like $7 a gallon? That's what you're going to get. U.S. sources now say Iran has missing U.S. drone after denying it. It's now admitted what we told you years ago, that the West blows stuff up every week in Iran. It's all admitted. It's just not on the news. That's now being admitted. We're going to get to that. It's all crazy. Right now, let's go to your phone calls. I appreciate you holding. Who's been holding the longest? Dale is a police officer in Illinois. Then we'll go to a bunch of military people. Adam is a police officer in Michigan. We have a cop in Washington, police officer. We're going to get to all those, a bunch of military people. I'm going to go to you right now, and I'm going to try to shut up, have you make your point, and then I'm going to go to the next person, because you know how my brain works. I never shut up. Let's go ahead and talk to Dale in Illinois. Dale, welcome.
Hello, Alex. Hey, by the way, it's the Soviet Socialist Republic of Illinois. Anyway, that's what we call it. I'm a 26-year vet police officer. I'm not going to tell you where, but I guess it doesn't really matter, but it's Central Illinois. If it was up to us, we wouldn't have Chicago in the state, but it's not up to us. Long story short, we've got a bunch of guys that, we've got like a phone chain. If by some chance one of us is at the station, and or let's say I'm at the station, we get the guy in the suit comes in and says, you're going to do this, that, and the other. One phone call from me generates probably about 35 phone calls in about 30 seconds, And as far as firearms are concerned, if you're going to buy them, learn to use them. It ain't going to do you a bit of good to have a pistol sitting there or a rifle or whatever, because all that's going to do is get you in trouble.
I agree with you. Let me ask you a question, Dale, again, a police officer from Illinois. Is anybody that you're talking to concerned about them saying, we're going to use the military, we're going to put TSA on the streets, they're now doing it, we're going to have telescreens everywhere saying spy on your neighbors? It's like they went and got a dystopic science fiction movie and said, let's make it reality. It's like 1984 on steroids, and we're going to allow citizens to disappear into black holes. Have police realized that once that starts, it doesn't give people any recourse but to absolutely resist? I mean, are police realizing how the globalists are trying to escalate a civil war on purpose?
Younger guys do. Younger guys have got no clue. And that I have a lot. I don't know. It's it's generational. I'm almost I'm be honest. I'm 60 years old, and I've seen a lot. And the younger kids, we're trying to educate them. We're from what I've seen, we've been making some ground. Matter of fact, I had a rookie in the other day, and I sat him down and I said, "Hey, if Bill Blow shows up at the station with a suit, and the chief brings us in and says we're going to go down this block and we're going to do a checklist and see who all has firearms, so on and so forth. What are you going to do?" And he says, "I'm not going to do it." I said, "Good." And the other kid...
and the thing is, you don't even have to tell them no unless you want to. You can just go and say, everybody was gone, or my car broke down. I mean, you just don't have to follow unconstitutional orders.
I agree with you, but it's time for us guys in the blue and the brown, and, because our deputies wear brown, but the blue and the brown and the khaki green that the state police wear, start standing up and telling the feds not only no, but hell no. We've got a 10th Amendment in the state, or in the United States, supposedly, that says we do have states' rights, but that's been trounced on so bad that it's ridiculous. Matter of fact, it's been trounced on right now so bad it was like it was prior to the Civil War.
Oh, it is. Yeah. I mean, they've gotten... In fact, it was Illinois where we got the documents and had, with his voice disguised, in the town he's in, it wasn't called a mayor, the head selectman, whatever you call it. We had him on, and the feds came in and said, you have to armor the police station, and you have to get ready because the veterans will attack you with improvised explosive devices, and it is coming, and the flu's coming, and will kill millions, and Chicago will implode. And the point is that they're just trying to get the police ready for war with the people. Have you had similar attempted brainwashing go on in your area?
Well, they tried, but downstate is a little bit different than it is in the Chicago area. They've tried. Now, after 9/11, we hardened the station. That did happen, and they did that all over the place. Put the little blockades in front of the station, so you couldn't drive a car to it and stuff. But their big fear is not so much, and they're trying to twist it a little bit, Alex. Their big fear is that when the state and or the federal government says we're broke, and you're not going to get your state aid, your food stamps, so on and so forth, of major riots starting and it escalating.
No, but that's true, and the banksters engineer it, and then I'll even be in Austin begging for the military if a group of people are coming towards me burning things. But again, that won't happen here because we have guns. Where it is going to happen is Chicago, New York, and L.A. I mean, those are places to get out of.
Yep. I do have a comment for you, though, real
quick.
Go
ahead.
While I'm thinking about it. The day you run into trouble, you need to put something up on your website that you need help. And believe me, my friend, I know some people will be down there in a heartbeat.
Well, God bless you. I appreciate your call. God bless you, Dale. Good talking to you. We have to remember why the media shows all the police brutality videos and everything, because they're trying to turn us all against each other. And they're trying to hold up corrupt police as the example so that we can have a war with each other. We do not need to do this, and that's putting it lightly. Okay, who's up next here? Let's go to Mark, a police officer in Washington, then Adam, police officer in Michigan. Then we'll get to a military man. Mark is military and others. Mark, you're on the air from Washington. Thanks for holding. Go ahead.
Yeah, good morning. How are you, Alex?
Oh, I'm pretty upset. Everything's unfolding like we thought it would.
Well, I enjoy your radio program. I've been listening for about a year. I called in several months ago and talked to you in length. I enjoyed our conversation, but I wanted to make a point. I spent time with a buddy of mine that's a officer in the Marine Corps, and we were having dinner, and I said, hey, if the United States government wants the Second Amendment pulled and they're going to start taking guns away, and are you guys willing to do it? And he said, yeah, we're ordered to do it. We're going to do it. And I said, well, what if Americans try to defend themselves? And he says, well, hey, if they're going to shoot at us, it's about the buddy next to us. We're going to take care of business. I said, what is your opinion on, doing police actions in law enforcement? He goes, well, we're already trained for it. He says, I think it's actually a good idea. And I said, well, you know what? I said, there's clearly a separation between police and military. I said, when you guys clear a building, you guys throw in a couple grenades and go in, take care of business. I said, when we don't look at the building search the same way, and it's the same way with police work.
Tell you what, stay there. Yeah. Listen, folks, and it's going to end up happening probably. When the military starts killing people, you guys, this is not like you're fighting a bunch of malnourished Iraqis. I mean, it is going to be really bad. For every U.S. citizen you kill, you're going to have 100 veterans coming after you. I mean, it's going to be like moose hunting season. We'll be right back. Stay with us. All right, we're talking to Mark, then we're going to go to Adam, military man, and another Mark, who are military. But listen, I've got a lot of family in the military, and I've got a lot of other contacts, and we've been to the drills. I've got the footage. The Marines especially, I hear some Marines calling and say, we'll never do it. And I've been to the drills where they train to kill Americans and admit it. And I mean unarmed Americans. And let's all be honest, the Marines are sent overseas and kill everybody in villages they go into. I mean, every once in a while they prosecute people for a massacre or something. If the Marines rape some 15-year-old girl and then kill them, they go to prison for it. But if they just kill everybody, then they get a medal for it. I mean, that's come out in the news. So it's kind of a schizophrenic type deal. When it comes out, they get in trouble. But you cannot criticize the Germans with this attitude because they said, hey, I'm ordered to take guns and arrest people. I'm going to do it. And that's what they did, release the military on the Germans and the countries they invaded. It's 101 for North Korea, every other dictatorship, every other corrupt system. And I tell you, Mark, I'm going to be honest with you. If I had a friend like that saying, I'll take guns, I'll kill Americans, that's not the type of friend I want just because, Mark, when the time comes, he'd probably come to your house and kill you if somebody told him to. I mean, it is a type of moral cowardice that really makes me sick. Perhaps your friend, Mark, is also very ignorant. We were all once dumb as dirt. But I can't imagine being an officer in the Marine Corps who's sworn an oath, the Bill of Rights, Constitution, the military code, because I know it's still taught, even just a few years ago, that you're not supposed to do that. Go ahead and finish up, Mark. I appreciate you calling.
No, he's highly educated. He's got a master's degree, but it'd have to be in a situation like, some kind of terrorist attack or something like that, that we talked about. Isn't just going to go in and kick doors and take people's guns. But I want to make another point. I'm pro-military. My friend and I have been friends for a long time. We've gone to college together. But the point I want to make is it makes sense that the Congress and Senate want to get this bill